Little flame, we are here already. Perhaps I should have shortened my step.
As you say, Father, it must be done. And you have places to be and more royal proceedings to break.
They are. They will try to break you, Iskra. Try to change you. Try to make you forget that a beating heart rests in your chest, and not cold steel and ice.
They didn't break you, Father. They will not.
You know nothing of it, little flame. You cannot resist here. They will make you violate your own spirit. Betray the values I have taught you.
I would never.
I demand that you do. Life is battle, Iskra. And this is but a single maneuver. It is here that you will let them advance. Let them believe they are strong, and that you are giving ground to their ways and shedding my teachings.
Vokrisulek tidvozan. I'll hide my strength and bide my time.
Anything you do here can be washed away, daughter. You are not defined by what they will make you do. Close your heart now, so that it might be open again soon.
Father,
Away! Before I change my mind, and we are forced to abandon this land forever.
I will make you proud.
Away with you!
I will make you proud, Father. Just a flame, not a fire. Control, conceal it, ever alive.
The King's Ward. Did you think you could step in here without being recognized?
Headmaster Jareth, it's an honor to be recognized by someone of your stature.
Flattery. I thought a dragon's child would have more fire in her belly.
A dragon also knows when to keep its flames hidden.
You will learn, little one. The Thoria is not the place for hidden flames. Here we demand the blaze.
I intend to learn, thank you, Headmaster.
And a word of advice. Your father's name may open many doors, but it won't shield you from the heat here.
I will remember your words.
You should. And remember, not all see your father as a beacon of hope. Many of us see through his facade.
Noted.
Hey.
Oh, hey.
Are you here on the sprint too?
Yeah. Just for the trials. How'd you know?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, you look a little older than the others and you carry yourself differently, like confident.
Wrangle but confident. I'll try to take that as a compliment. You're on a sprint too?
Yeah, my marshal was. We lived out west. On assignment, so I couldn't get back here. My marshal trained me, but, what about you? Was your marshal out of the city too?
No. Actually, I've lived in the city my whole life,
Quiet! Down there at the back. Listen in. This is the gymnasium. It is where you are expected to spend most of your time when you are not in classes or practicing arcane warfare. There will be physical training available at all times of day and night, including a variety of classes in open hand and weapons training.
Heliokyna?
I am not a Pied or Iron. I am a permanent instructor here.
I'm sorry, Master Heliokyna.
You are new here. I have a patient temperament, but do not expect the same from the other masters here. You had a question.
Why are we expected to spend so much time in physical training? Surely dedication to arcane craft would be a better use of our time.
Can anyone help our student friend out with an answer? Yes, you in the back.
There are 4 reasons every Lernian should dedicate themselves to physical training. Physical training is meditative practice which clears and focuses the mind for arcane study. Hand-to-hand combat can avail us firsthand of the tactics and strategy of war. No matter how powerful the caster, they must endure the campaign's trail. Our enemies will not choose to fight in locations or terrain which are easy to travel or navigate. Our body and mind must be strong when we join the battle. Every Lernian who has fallen in battle in 200 years has fallen to the blade. Our enemy cannot match our casting in battle. They are not fools, and those seek to strike us where their strength is greatest and ours is most diminished.
Very good, student. What is your name, little learned one?
Iskra.
Dawn touched.
You're dawn touched.
Ward of the king himself.
Master, I beg pardon, I no longer carry that name. I'm Iskra.
You are what I say you are, Mournvale.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master, what?
I don't yet know your name, Master.
Really? And yet you seem to know everything else. Mere moments after walking into the Thurir, and you're already lecturing the other students.
How smartly?
I ask you. It seems you cannot keep your tongue to yourself, Dawn-touched. Perhaps your time away from this place and in the care of your marshal has caused you to forget the most basic truth of this land. All Lernians are equal, but none of you here is yet a Lernian. A full citizen. You are not special, Mournvale. Your words have no more weight than a whisper on the wind.
Yes, Master.
Students, remind this Dawn-touch that she is equal amongst you.
I don't think that is necessary, Typhonkratos. Iskra was answering a question I had posed to the students. I will encourage her to be more succinct with her future answers.
Very well, but do not spare the rod with this one, Heliokyna. Who knows what poisonous ideas might have penetrated such a fractured mind? And we only have a short time to correct them.
What's wrong, Zhou? One might be forgiven for thinking that you are angry with our new king.
Perhaps the wiser Drake would think I was angry at being seated all the way down here with the dregs like you, Commander.
The seating plan is not to your liking, Kerren. Such a shame. I thought you'd want to spend a little time with the officers of our mighty nation's legion. You so rarely have time for us. Perhaps I misjudged.
So you are responsible for my indignity. I will remember that.
Did you hear that, troops? Our Geru thinks sitting with us is a dishonor. For a citizen. And here I was thinking all Lernians were equal. And where is Ignatius? I see the Sunderer's seat is
Don't
empty.
be coy, Aegisa. You've separated me from the council and from the king's table to shame me in public, and the king has chosen to be tardy so that I must spend as long as possible stewing in the shame.
I think you and I see the world very different, Guru. Maybe it was all your time away made you forget. Do you know why the officers sit all the way down here by the doors and away from where everyone is watching?
Because of your foul odour and intemperate drinking.
Where's everyone's eyes set, Kerren?
The high table, the dais.
Where are my troops on the other side facing?
Directly towards us.
I'd heard you were observant. Look again. Look at how the tables are aligned.
A chevron, half of them are angled slightly to the door and the other towards the backs of the other guests.
And it's the same on this side, Guru. And as for the intemperate drinking, what can you not see on our tables?
You have no wine because you can't be trusted.
Maybe that's part of it. We're the king's shield and spear, Kerren. We defend him. To be invited into our ranks at the feast is an honor, a symbol of brotherhood and trust.
There is no brotherhood or trust between us, Aegisa.
No, but the king insisted, against my protestations.
Announcing King Drakon Pyrrhus, Ward of Dowager Pyrrhus.
The Dowager. Surely even you think the Mad Queen needs to go.
I so happen to love my own mother, Gergett.
Your sympathy is weakness. You speak of equality, but it's one rule for the king and another for the rest of us. Perhaps it's you who forgets our way, Aegisa. All elder drakes are our mothers and fathers, not just our marshals.
I was speaking of my love for the Dowager, Kerren, mother to us all. And if the king has his way, that won't be a rule for any of us anymore.
Seeker of hidden truths, preserver of the sacred runes, emissary of the timeless void.
Well, we should probably talk about shortening my title. It seems a little much. But I suppose when one is king in Lern, they need the honorifics. How else would the nation tranquilize the pride of the greatest warrior, whilst they strip them of their power and authority? Oh, I can see some members of the unholy council squirming at that one. Fear not, brothers and sisters. The balance of power must and should be maintained. The king should know his rightful place, and only take command during times of war. And if the council has done its work well, then we need not fear such an outcome. That being said, I would like to signal here, and now my intention to continue and redouble my marshal, our last queen and dowager's work, in encouraging reform. Now, I know not all of you were keen on the dowager's reforms. Heavens, I watched many of you contest and challenge her at every turn, thwarting her every attempt to move Lern forward into the future.
Your Majesty, I must protect...
Fear not, Brother Branton. I bear no ill will to you or any of those in the council. After all, we all want what is best for our people. We simply disagree about what is best. I intend to take a greater role in our foreign and domestic policy, an advisory role. I wish to help the council in their dealings with our neighbors and our people.
Drakon, policy is a delicate art and...
Failing, Guru.
Lern is rich and safe when our people thrive.
Lern is not the end to which our foreign policies end, though, is it, Guru? It should be the Kopar Minid, Emedu, and our return.
But Your Majesty, you just said yourself that if the council is doing its job, war would be unnecessary.
I did, didn't I? And not one of you in this room disagreed.
The council is more than aware that war will be necessary in the end, Your Majesty, when the time is right.
I was not speaking in error or ruse, Zhou. War is not necessary. And if the council does its job well, we will achieve our aims without it.
I do apologize, my liege, but I think I speak for the whole room when I say that I am not following your line of thinking.
We are a kingdom of secrets, Zhou Nadar, and a nation of contradictions. We are rich and strong, yet too poor and weak to have that which we desire. Our people prosper and flourish, and yet a number of hollowed children grow by the year.
My lord, we do not speak of...
It's hardly a secret, Councillor Branton. Do you think the mothers and marshals of these children don't notice? Just because we don't speak of it.
Don't know what you've been hearing, King Drakon, but our breeding program has been a huge success. Whilst the populations of the treaty nations dwindled through affliction, ours has remained steady. It's only a matter of time before we'll be able to march on Imedu uncontested. Is this what you speak of when you say war is not required?
Zhou, by the time the affliction has emptied the lands of Vas, Dronek, Terk, and Imedu of its people, the wildland blight will have swallowed it whole. Without their boundary vanguard holding it at bay, it will sweep across their land, and we will be conquerors of nothing, lords of blood and ash.
Then we will burn it back and reclaim it. We've had little trouble keeping the wildland at bay on our own lands. We do not share their weakness.
Exactly.
Oh my! Have we sunk to self-deception? Really? I know that sometimes politics requires us to serve sweetened drinks, but surely we ought to imbibe the bitter victuals ourselves, lest we lose our teeth.
Your Majesty, are you now questioning the might of our legion?
Commander Aegisa!
My king.
Commander of the Royal Guard. Last year you engaged in Exercise Reclaim Dawn. In the wild lands north of the Chaos Fields, what did you learn?
I'm aware of no such military maneuvers.
It was ordered by the Dowager and then Queen. The monarch is responsible for ensuring the legions are prepared. She did not require your permission or cooperation. Commander Aegisa, your findings, please.
Yes, my king. We attempted to use overwhelming arcane force to cut through the wilds up to the Vashian border. The wildlands are considered impassable by many of our adversaries, and we wish to use this assumption to our advantage by finding a way to cut through one of the narrower sections close to the Darklands.
And what did you find, Aegisa?
We were successful, my liege.
So it can be done.
Yes, Councilman. It took all of our firepower to cut through an area of wildland 100 li in length.
I hardly see...
What is the Councilman missing, Commander?
In order to achieve this, we had expended 100% of our combat capabilities, extended completely beyond our logistics supply chain.
Surely, Aegisa, your logistics chain must be over 100 li. You were still in Lern for the sake of the ancestors.
That isn't how the wildlands work, Councilman. Whatever we burned grew back immediately. We were forced to maintain a forced march through the territory with our vanguard, flanks, and rearguard continuously engaged with the Blight. 50% of our auxiliaries were killed.
It seems that the Mad Queen put the finest of our legion at risk of destruction.
The Dowager tested the Council's current strategy and found it wanting. They could have pushed 20 li north to escape at any time. The wilds cannot grow in the barren lands to the north.
What is the point of all of this, King Drakon? Please.
Aegisa.
Reclaim Dawn demonstrated that any attempt to reclaim a sizable territory of wildland would fail.
Well, you are very open.
We cannot march to war now because we fear a hellish revolt in our region. My lord! Silence! We cannot march to war now because we fear a hellish revolt. We have no allies or friends because the entire North Hub fears us. We cannot afford to wait for our enemies to a trophy because the wilds will take our homeland before we can. We pretend that we have solved the affliction, whilst our breeding program turns out ever more empty wormling.
And our monarch hides valuable intelligence from the Unholy Council.
Yes, we are all of us failing. Our games of shadow and secrets must end. Lern is not served by the darkness. We must, all of us, learn how to enter the light together.
Well, this was a Most interesting welcoming speech, Your Majesty. Perhaps, after keeping us waiting for half the day, you might allow your guests to begin eating their cold meals before your blessing ceremony.
Kerren, did you really let those people go hungry in my absence?
Hey everyone, exciting news. We are rolling out the pilot episodes for a new tale, The Kingdom of Lern, showcasing the mysterious Lernians from the No Returniverse. So as we explore this fresh style and story, your feedback is crucial. It's all about refining our craft, with input from you before we fully dive in. We've got the first 6 episodes ready, each brimming with the No Returniverse charm, but with a unique twist. So, to share your thoughts, here's how. Use the text as link in the show notes for direct messages, super easy. Prefer to stay on Spotify? Why not just comment right there and we can keep it private. If that doesn't work for you, how about you jump into the lively discussion on the No Returniverse Discord via the link in the show notes. So, go on then. Give the Learn episodes a listen and let us know what you really think. Whether you love or loathe the pilots, we're eager to hear from you. So, after each episode, remember this nudge and kick back and dive into the Kingdom of Lern. Can't wait to hear what you think.